So, hello, everyone. Um, my name is Fred, and I will be hosting this first Kubernetes 131 release team meeting. I'm a release lead shadow, and I'm stepping in for Angelo, which is our release leads. Please be aware that this is a Kubernetes community meeting, and as such, it falls under the Kubernetes Code of Conduct that can be summarized as be excellent to each other. So with that out of the way, another warning that this meeting is being recorded, and it will be posted publicly on YouTube. So please be mindful of what you say, and also if you don't want to get there, just turn off your camera now. Let's delve right into it, into the agenda. So this is the first meeting. We don't expect a lot of topics, but I don't see any open items here, which I mean is to be expected, except the one around adding anything to the retrospective in 130, more of a reminder. If nobody has any preliminary open discussion, I would go into the per team updates. And I will go into the updates, starting with enhancements. Sriram?
Yeah, hey everyone. Enhancement
Hello.
status is yellow. I'm setting up the enhancements tracking board, and what happened was that the CI job was enabled before the lead opted in label was removed. So a lot of keps from the previous release got in the board. So all that has been cleaned up, and I've drafted the email, the announcement email for KDev. I'll be sending that out later today, like in an hour or two, and yeah, after that I'll like up like there are a bunch of like places where so like two boards were made accidentally, and the link of the first board is there in a couple of places. I need to go through all of that and update them, and yeah, I can start reaching out to the like new keps which are created in K enhancements, whether they'd like to take part in 131. Yeah, that is my update. And I am also like working on the shadow selection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll also be done by today or tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, Sriram. Any question for enhancements?
I do have a question, Sriram. Uh, the the announcement email for the call for KEPs or features is one way to, I think, announce that we are open for new enhancements opt-in. You mentioned that you will reach out individually to the new KEPs issues created on K enhancement. Is this something we started doing in previous cycles? I know that we used to do it in very early releases, but is this something we restarted recently? Just
So
trying to.
yeah, sorry. So the enhancement handbook mentions the announcement email only, but I've seen this like for like I've seen the previous enhancements lead do this, so I thought that is something that I can do. Yeah, like
Okay.
on top of the.
Got it. I mean, it is good if you have the bandwidth to do that, but I would still suggest um, maybe like making the email as the only way to do outreach, as well as you can repost that same enhancement call in the um, chairs and tech leads Slack channel, so that all the tech leads and chairs of respective SIGs and working groups are aware. But if you still have the bandwidth with everything that is going on to ping like people on the new cap issues, that's fine with me. Yeah. And that's great
Yeah,
if you have time to do that. But
yeah,
that's not necessary, I believe.
all right. I'll prioritize the email, and then like if I get time, then
Yeah, I think we need to get the email out because um, we kind of are late with starting this cycle. So a lot of work has already been started. I think just people are waiting to formalize it in
Right.
terms of opted in cap. So uh, if you can prioritize that email out, that would be amazing. Like by end of this week should be good.
No, I already have it drafted. I just need to like confirm all the links, after which I can
Okay.
like send it in an hour or something.
Yeah. If you also want to maybe run it through Mohammed and Federico and other people in our group, just for a like another set of eyes, then you can do
Yeah,
that.
I'll
Cool.
do that.
And
Yeah.
thanks for the update.
Absolutely. We're here to help. Excellent. Thank you very much, Priyanka and Sriram. So moving on into to release signal, Vyom.
Hey everyone. So the release signal status right now is yellow because we are tracking a failure regarding instance groups after entry cloud provider support was removed. So that's issue has been created, folks have been pinged. And the other issue that test grid is highlighting as failure, it's not actually failing. Those tests have been removed, and test grid would continue to show them as a failure after approximately 10 runs. It would remove those tail tests, and then the status would be green again. So that's the update from our side.
Thank you very much, Vyom. Any questions for release signal? Oh, moving into docs, Princess.
Hi everyone. For the updates from Docs, our current status is green, and there's no updates on our end except that I'm actually following up with enhancements to make sure that we track everything that needs to be tracked. And then I'm also waiting for the shadow list so that I can pick the shadows that we need to get onboarded. Yeah, that's the only updates on Docs.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Princess. Any questions for docs? Oh, moving to release notes, Nina. I'm not sure if Nina is here. I don't think so. So let's move on into comms with Abigail, which I think I see in the exactly. Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so we're green. Nothing too much to report now. Pretty much the same as what Princess said, just waiting for the shadows list to get picked to get everything on the started.
Yeah, okay.
I joined late. Apologize. I'm not sure if we covered this. But is that something that we should be getting soon to pick? I'm just not familiar with the process, so I didn't know if there was already an update about that, or you'll talk about it later, or where I can get.
I'll have an update for that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll tackle that at later in the updates. Thank you very much, Abigail. So following on, release branch management, Meha.
Hello everyone. So yes, not much as of now. All good. I'm just yet to select one shadow for release branch management. I will talk to Mark and Jeremy regarding that. And yes, all good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Meha. So now with our emeritus advisor for 131, Priyanka, please.
Hello again, everyone. So I have a few updates about the shadow selection. Today is the final day for the form to be open. I will be closing it at about 23:59 UTC, which is my tomorrow morning 5. So about 8 to 9 hours from now, or something like that. After that, I will be sharing responses for each role with all of the role leads present here. Tomorrow, by end of the day, I will be finishing that. The only request I have is whenever you start reviewing the shadow applications, just follow few basic criteria, include a few returning shadows, 1 to 2 new shadows, and ensure that there is diversity among the shadow team that you create based on gender, based on time zones, and anything else that you can think that makes the team better composed. And finally, once you have a list of your shortlisted shadows, please share that list. I think about 5 to 7 you can shortlist, and y- y- I would suggest like you share that list in a DM with myself, Grace, and Kat. The new SIG release sub project team leads would want to do a final approval before we go ahead with sending the selection emails. So that's the only update from me. Look for the list of applicants from me tomorrow, end of the day, by end of the day. Yep. And hopefully that answers your question, Abigail. Vyom, selection emails. So once you get a +1 from Cat or Grace, that the list of shadows that you have selected, 4 or 5, they have confirmed that, then you are good to send the selection emails just to the shadows that you have selected for your role leads. Everything else, I'll take care of that. Does that answer your question, Vyom? Or you wanted to ask something
Yeah,
else? Please.
I've never received or sent an email for shadow selection or being selected as a shadow. So this was like, we are doing this for this release cycle, something new, because prior to this, it was just Slack DMs.
Okay. I know for enhancements, we do send a selection email. If that is not the case for other roles, um, let me check with Cat and Grace what they want to do. But I can provide you an update,
I mean,
let's say by tomorrow, end
is
of
it
the
like
day.
an
If
official thing
we,
that we need to do? Go on.
sorry, I mean, I'm fine if there is a other way of just informing the selected shadows. The teams have already been following. I was talking from the side of enhancements. We used to send selection emails, but if you already follow a different way of informing the selected shadows, that's perfectly fine. The only thing we want to do is inform the selected shadows and confirm their time commitment and availability. One thing I like about an email is that email contains a few other information, like if that lets the shadows decide whether they really have the time commitments. For example, we inform them that this is the time commitment required. If you are not able to do that, uh, like these are the things that could happen. For example, like if you are not able to do your duties properly for so and so duration, continued duration during the timeline, then maybe like we'll need to remove you and all that kind of thing. So that is like a bunch of information that we provided in that selection email, so that when the shadows confirm back to you whether they are really available, they are making sure that all that is covered. If you can do that in your Slack message, that is fine, but I can get back to you with a templated
Yeah.
selection email if that helps.
Yeah, that'll surely help
Quick,
cover all the things about shadow removal,
Yeah.
time availability, and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
quick question too. So for people that are not selected, what's the process around that?
The people who are not selected, I will be sending an email to them. So for the role leads, the only information that goes out from them is for their selected shadows. So let's say you are selecting 4, 5, 6 shadows, you will be sending out um, emails or some sort of communication to the selected shadows only. The not selected one, I'll inform them as EA.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Good. That's all from me. And if you have any other doubts while reviewing the responses, if you just need any other like help during that process, feel free to ping anyone from the release lead shadows group or myself or Angelos. We have done this process in past releases, so we can try to help you.
Excellent. Thank you very
So-
much, Priyanka. Um, so Angelos is not here, but I've actually added a couple of reminders in terms of the release lead team, which are the usual ones for this first meeting. And they are around making sure that the shadows that will be selected will be a part of these teams. I think that the links are adequate because this isn't specific to the release, and I've updated the issue for the team leads. If you haven't, for some reason, completed the Linux Foundation inclusive speaker orientation with the certificate, just comments on the issue there. So more a reminder than anything else. And yeah, sorry.
I just wanted to add the release teams, like the linked Kubernetes
Yeah.
release team and Kubernetes SIG release. Those are also, I think, linked to the GitHub teams. So once you have your list of shadows selected, this is to all the role leads. Once you have your shadows selected, I think and you have provided that list back
Yeah.
to your release lead, they will open up a PR add
Yeah.
list of shadows to the GitHub team. So what is needed from your end is to make sure you cross check the details are right. And if anyone is missing, that you highlight that whoever is
Yeah.
missing. So we make sure people are added there. Cool.
Exactly. Thank you for that. And I don't have anything more. I think that it's well, it's a good first meeting. Glad to see all of you, most of you again, and meet some of the new folks. Is there anything else that you would like to discuss while still on the record before I stop the recording?
I do have one topic that I was supposed to discuss during the last retrospective meeting of 1:30,
Mhm.
but I could not make that there. So I wanted to ask everyone on the call that we some sort of feedback on the APAC friendly meetings we have sometime during the middle of the cycle on Fridays. Um, so in past releases, many past releases, we did not get much attendance on those meetings. Usually, it's just the host who hosts those meetings and one or two other person. And there are many reasons for why we do not get. Number one, in my opinion, it's because we usually start that meeting in the middle of the cycle and everyone is already used to the regular Wednesday meeting. So it does not make sense for them to like go back
Yeah.
to and get used to another meeting. And another thing is it's mostly a repeat of the agenda because on Fridays we usually do not have much updates. So I wanted some feedback or suggestion on if there is anything we can do better to like have a meeting at more APAC friendly time, which actually will receive more attendance. I have one suggestion. So the SIG release group itself, they hold their meetings alternatively on a one APAC friendly time and one US and America's friendly time. So that is not uh, too APAC friendly, but it's better than, let's say, what we have right now. Is that something you would want to like work with during this release? What that would mean is to hold this Wednesday meeting alternatively one time on a like let's say an hour or two before this time today, and then have this meeting on the usual America's time next week. That is just a suggestion. If there is any better suggestion to how to make the APAC friendly meetings work better,
Mm.
I'm very open to that. Alternating APAC and Wednesday. Vyom, I meant like so SIG release have a Tuesday meeting. One week they hold it at some time around 8:30 p.m. IST time, and the other happens at around 9:30 or 10 IST time. So that's like one is more APAC and one is more Americas friendly.
But-
We wanted to do something like that for this Wednesday meeting, but it's yeah.
I was just going to ask, I mean, the idea itself seems a good way to overcome the known limitation of attendance in terms of the APAC meeting. But you mentioned 2 hours or 1 hour or 2 hours before. From all the cycles that I remember, and the APAC meeting is substantially sooner than this one. And I remember that because it's like 7 a.m. UTC compared to this one, which is 4 p.m.
Correct.
So you wouldn't keep this schedule, but you would simply make it a bit sooner, but not that much sooner, right? That would be the idea.
The idea, yes, because we are going to have it alternating. That means we do not want to leave people. Like earlier, the APAC friendly meeting is a standalone meeting. That means everyone who is in America's time zone are, let's say, the other meetings work for them, and there is like this APAC meeting where folks from APAC time zone can join. Now here, like when we are alternating, uh, there are like few intentions behind it. One is to not have a repeat agenda. Like other way to do it is on Wednesday we could have two meetings. One like happens in APAC time zone, like more APAC time friendly time zone, and then one happen at Americas. But it would be the same thing again. Most people will join in one of those meetings wherever more discussions happen, and then the other meeting would not receive attendance. So the idea of having it alternating is to have everyone for that week come on only one meeting and do the discussion. Another reason I wanted to have an alternative for APAC meeting is because we really reinforce the idea of the criteria of attending meetings to show activity during the release team for shadows and leads. And I personally would want to improve the situation for APAC shadows if it is possible, because for most APAC shadows, including myself, it's almost middle of night. Uh, and yeah, for some time it makes sense to just join it and do the updates, but the notes, other times that people would prefer reading through the notes or going through the recording, but we do want to make the meeting attendance as a criteria for activity. That's what I understood from 130. So any feedback, like any way we could make it work better for APAC shadows as well, that would be amazing.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
This is not finalized yet. If because this is right now between the role leads. So if you have any other suggestions, please feel free to open up a discussion in your the group that Angelos have created. If you want, you can create a discussion in SIG release itself for a wider discussion. Anything works better. Anything works well. If you have any suggestions, that would be more than welcome. Yeah, I'm not going to make a change. Right now. I'll try to get a vote, let's say around next week, if anyone has any suggestions or blockers. Sanchita, are we going to do the Friday meetings sync during the last weeks of release? So the Friday meetings during the last week, it would be, in my opinion, at least it would be similar to any burn down meetings we have for Mondays or Tuesdays and throughout the rest of the other days of the week. So yeah, does that answer your question, Sanchita? I mean, if we do that, hold those meetings asynchronously, we'll do that for Friday as well. By those, I mean Monday, Tuesday, uh, anything outside Wednesday. if we are holding those burn down discussions on Slack, then Friday will also follow Slack. If we are having meetings, then Friday will also have meetings. I think in last release cycles, we started doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as calls, and then the 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday, as Slack async. But yeah, that entirely depends on the release team itself, how they want to do it during that time based on the workload we have and updates. Cool. And that's all from me. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Priyanka, and I'll certainly be sure to send comments on this important topic around making the APAC meetings and actually the experience for APAC shadows and APAC contributors a bit less uncomfortable, let's call it like that, than it is right now. Right, so if there isn't anything else, I'll stop the recording so that we can have any further discussion outside of the recording afterwards. For everyone seeing us on YouTube, this is it, and I hope to see you next week as well.